Yeah, so we're about to go on our evening session of our Daily Dose of Aurum Foundation, day 47. Good to have all you beautiful people right here from all over the world. Roots, it's good to see you on here. Coach T, Susan, Loveline Momodu, Nestor, Joy Girl, JB King from Malaysia, AY from Nigeria, Mommy T from Dubai, and so many wonderful Annalise all the way from the Netherlands. Good to have all of you on here today. And so, without wasting much time, I'm going to go straight up to the presentation that we have in order to get started. And so, please feel free to use the chat box, write out your questions if you have anything to ask, any recommendation, and we will take it shortly afterwards. And so, before we get started, please be guided that I am not your financial advisor. I am your financial educator. What we're about to show you is opportunity that we all have taken advantage of and are earning today, even while we sleep. Yo, so let me go straight to. If you can see my screen, give me the alphabet B. If you can see my screen, just give me the alphabet B up in the chat so I can go on. Awesome. Thank you. Thank you, Ruti. Thank you, Savior. Thank you, Bello. Right. So, so my co-host, please let me add the people as they come on the call so I don't get distracted. Now, guys, two things. One, what you're about to hear is a knowledge that is not taught in any school or university. Even some of our professors do not know that it even exists. And secondly, this is a class of its own, the class of AI finance. And like every other profession, there are certain dictions that we use that makes it easier for anyone to understand. And so that being said, welcome to Aurum Foundation. Now, most people who want to go check online, do their due diligence, just want to check for Aurum. But that would be wrong if you do that. What we are Aurum Foundation. And in Aurum Foundation, we are a conglomerate of different fintech products, including artificial intelligence. So I hope you guys know that AI is no more a trend anymore. It has eaten deep into every sector of human endeavor. And right now, in the world of finance, we now have what is called artificial intelligence finance. So take a listen to this video before we get started.
A new financial era is unfolding, powered by technology, driven by blockchain. Introducing Aurum, a smart AI-powered ecosystem built to create automated income on the blockchain. With automated AI trading bots, your capital works for you. No stress, no daily effort. Led by Brian Benson, former Binance director and fintech expert, affordable access, sustainable monthly returns, optional compounding, and real Visa card integration.
If you don't earn while you sleep, you'll work forever. Start where you are. Take action today.
Start where you are and take action today. Why? Because if you don't earn while you sleep, you will work forever. And you and I know that nobody works forever because there will come a time where your bones will be feeble and you can work no more. Introducing you to Aurum Foundation, a financial technology company in the sector called artificial intelligence finance. And so, who are we? What is Aurum Foundation? Aurum Foundation is a decentralized fintech company dedicated to the development of innovative crypto products and AI-powered algorithm that redefine how we users manage and grow our digital assets. Emphasis mine. Aurum Foundation is a decentralized fintech company dedicated to the development of innovative crypto products and AI-powered algorithm that redefine how users manage and grow their digital assets. And so, in understanding that we're in the world of digital finance today, way past of the traditional mode of finance, many of us here have bank accounts, but many of us here have not been to the bank for a long while. Why? Because our banks are now into the digital mode where you can use from your app to carry out hundreds of thousands of transactions every day, right from the comfort of your home. And so that shows us that we're already in the world of digital finance. And it was with the help of platforms like Binance that it made people understand what cryptocurrency is, the blockchain technology, how you can mine and mint, how you can P2P different cryptocurrencies. For me, Binance was an eye opener since I started using it for over 9 years now. And it's been awesome because through Binance, I've earned quite a huge sum of money. And I keep doing that because it's something that has opened my eye to what world of digital finance is. Binance started as an exchange expanded into financial services. So I'm going to tell you a little story about Binance when it began in 2017. Binance is a fintech company with three different and distinct fintech products when it started in 2017. The Binance Exchange, the Binance tokens, and Binance staking. And so, in looking for investors in 2017, it was pretty difficult because the whole world still didn't understand what Bitcoin is. The whole world still thought that Bitcoin was a scam, that the blockchain technology was going nowhere, and that cryptocurrency was just for criminals. But then it was difficult to have investors come into the company. And so, in a way to raise money, Binance did what is called an ICO, initial coin offering, where they gave out their tokens for at 50 cents each. At the end of the ICO, Binance was able to raise only $12 million. And with $12 million, Binance entered into the digital space. 9 years down the line, one of the fintech products blew Binance out of his waters and made it a multi-billion-dollar company. That product is the exchange. And so, if prior to this call, if I had asked you what is Binance, and you say Binance is an exchange now, you're wrong. Binance is not an exchange. Binance is a fintech company that has an exchange as one of its fintech products. And so the same opportunity that people had in 2017 is the same opportunity that we have now with Aurum Foundation, because this company just began January of this year and continues to grow in leaps and bounds. So in order to understand what Aurum is, we need to look at the ecosystem. Please note, because Aurum has a public exchange does not make it an exchange. Because Aurum has a neobank does not make it a bank. Because Aurum has over 4 AI trading in different markets does not make Aurum a trading company. Aurum is a fintech company with different fintech products in its ecosystem that improves the finances of its users just by usability. And if you check on here, you're going to see that Aurum enters, put it off, please. Aurum enters the top crypto companies to invest in 2026. You can put these words on the internet and you're going to find out the article where it is all written out. So right before you are the 16 products that make up the Aurum ecosystem, broken down into 5 different categories, ranging from AI and automation, financial infrastructure, payment systems, real-world assets, blockchain, and core assets. So when we talk about AI and automation, this company has different artificial intelligences that trades for us. For example, the Aurum's use board trades on cryptocurrencies and gives you the value of between 10 to 15% in a month. The Aurum XAI bot is the flagship product of the company, which everyone comes in with and has the capacity to earn for you between 16 to 18% in a month. The Aurum XAI Pro bot earns for you in Litecoin slash USDT and gives you between 7 to 12% in a month. And also we have the Aurum AI agent, which is quantified into the Aurum Nero that trades magnificently well, even though it's in its beta stage. It's earned over 31% in May and over 30% in April. In regards to financial infrastructures, Aurum also has its exchange, just the way Binance has an exchange, and it's called Aurum.trading. The Aurum Neobank is live and direct. The app is in the Google and the App Stores, and you can download it and be part of the Aurum Neobanking system, which is the next generation banking for digital economy. Aurum staking gives you the ability to stake and earn. The Aurum Flash loans gives you instant uncollateralized loans for DeFi innovation. And then we have the Aurum card, which consists of the MasterCard and the Visa card. We have the Aurum POS and ATM machines, which are already time tested. And then we have real world asset tokenization in regards to gold and real estate. And then you have the Aurum Flow, the Aurum Network, which is a participation of all of us being part of it. And then the Aurum token. Remember the BNB token we spoke about? That Bitcoin, that Binance had to sell in order to raise funds? Well, our company is totally different because the company has said that it's going to launch out this token where we are at least 500,000 investors. And so, because of the kind of system they use in creating investors, they didn't need to sell this Aurum token at a giveaway price. And so, some of us who are wise enough to buy into these tokens now are surely going to see massive profits as the time goes on. So the services inside the Aurum ecosystem ranges from the digital wallets to payment cards to financial education, technology-assisted tools, transfers, trading, exchange, and global payments. And so there are other optional utilities that are open for you to earn with. Some just basically focus on using the wallets. Some use the card to travel all over the world, so they didn't need to have extra codes or need a third party anymore. Some focus on AI trading. Others focus on team building, while some others focus on growing their cryptocurrencies. But because there are different utilities on here, you can choose which of them you want to be part of, or even be part of all of them. The choice is yours, ladies and gentlemen. And so, what is the vision of this company? Guys, if you're in a company and you don't know the vision or the mission of the company, that means you don't know what you even are a part of. The vision or mission of this company is to create 1,000 new millionaires from the Aurum ecosystem by just simply using the fintech products of Aurum. So we're going to hear from our CEO, Brian Benson, with over 27 years of experience in Web3 trading, Internet of Things, blockchain technology, cryptocurrency, and the likes. He worked for Binance for a couple of years and was one of those people who made the company Binance successful. And not only that, he's been in the digital space for over 20 something years and is well known. In fact, he's a member of the Forbes in Council. That is a membership that is open for only those who dare to create, those who have done things in the industry, not just having money or being rich. And so we're going to hear what the CEO has to say in regards to those who are in Aurum Foundation.
We're on a mission to create 1,000 millionaires that don't have $1 million today. So if we can come up with a system whereby there's hundreds of thousands of people in there, but 1,000 of these people turn into millionaires, then those assets are inside of our platform. That turns us into a unicorn right away. And so that's really the goal that I have as an executive at the company is how do we get people that don't have $1 million today to get them to $1 million through saving, through yield-bearing assets, through a lot, compounding interest, through a lot of these things that have been around for a long time, but that not everyone in the world uses. And these are tools that are super important to get us there. So that's how we're measuring it internally is if we can get to the point where we have 1,000 people that have become millionaires through our system and through working with our products, then that gets us really close to the unicorn valuation. And yeah, we want to be a fintech unicorn. I think Binance was the fastest fintech unicorn ever in the history. Yeah. I think it took less than 6 months. We used to have a slide about that in our pitch deck. So I'm pretty sure I've done this before. I've been involved in one of the fastest growing fintech unicorns in the world. And I think what we have at Aurum is actually very similar to when I started at Binance.
You can hear it right from the man himself. I think what we have in Aurum is similar to what we had in Binance. He has done this before. It is not his first rodeo. He's experienced. And he has said that with those words like yield bearing assets, savings, and compounding all in one, you can just use the tools, the fintech products that Aurum Foundation has, and that can take you to being a millionaire in the system. And what this guy is saying is totally different from what people understand. Because what he means that being a millionaire, a Brian Benson millionaire, is not necessarily that you have earned $1 million out of the system, but that your money that you have, your investments in the system makes you a millionaire. And yes, just by the last call last week, we were told that Aurum Foundation already has hit over $600 million, getting pretty close to the unicorn status that Brian Benson was referring to in this video. So, guys, we're with people who know their onions, who are experienced, who have been there before, who have created such a company and are about to create a magnanimous one that is shaking the world today. And so when I was in the world, when I was not yet in Aurum Foundation, when I was still hustling and dreaming, when I was shown this opportunity, I said, this sounds too good to be true. I went online and they said Brian Benson was AI, that he did not exist, that he's not real, that he's just an actor, that he never worked for Binance, this and that. All those opinions was what I carried up in my head and thought to be true
I
until I
think
really met this
what
man
we have
live and direct in Dubai when the company was launched January of this year. Bram Benson is real, guys. He's a near genius if he's not a genius himself. Because by the time you listen to this man for just 1 minute, you will well be convinced that you're in a company that the CEO knows his onions. He's smart, he's intelligent, he's everywhere. And yes, we had time to take pictures and speak a bit, do videos, and we also had to chill in the desert after the event the next day. But I tell you guys, because Brian Benson is this and that, he's sharp, intelligent, and smart, does not make this a one-man show. In fact, it is the first time in my life that I've seen that the company has two CEOs. Leonardo Galindez is the chief executive officer of the Aurum Exchange. He's the founder of CoinCoinEx, which is another exchange itself. He's also an ex-Binance partner who worked for Binance for years and scaled crypto infrastructure for over 300,000 users. We just don't have only two CEOs, we have a global team, a team that touches different parts of the finances, ranging from Shane Morand, who's the Chief Network Development Officer, Nicholas Kellan, who's the Head of Partnerships, Brent Folfer, who's the Venture Capitalist Relationship Advisor, as well as Tobias Bauer. Guys, I hope you guys know who or what venture capitalists are. Venture capitalists are companies that have billions or millions of dollars that are looking for technologies to invest into or even own so that they can even earn more at the end of the day. And I tell you guys that we have over 4 or 5 different venture capitalists already in Aurum Foundation. So when you think of your small 1,000 or 5,000 or 10,000 you want to come in with, don't think it's the biggest risk you've taken, because some people have taken even more risk in order to be part of what Aurum Foundation has to offer. The chief operating officer is no one else than Mr. AI. We call him Mr. AI because not only does he look like AI in the picture, his name is Andrew Isaacs, AI. He's got over 18 years in investment banking experience, has executed transactions over $23 billion and over $2 billion in digital asset deals. And here was I once again take a picture with Mr. AI so that what people will not go online and say, don't you see his nose? Look at his eye. Does it not look like AI? No, it doesn't look like AI. Mr. Andrew Isaacs is real. We've met him, we've discussed with him, and seen that, yes, he's one of those smart individuals brought into the company again to reassure us that we are in the right place. And so we're going to be talking briefly on some of these products of the company which are essential to us, essential to our understanding, and essential to our growth. One of which is the flagship product called the XAI bot. The XAI bot was launched in 2023, and since 2023 till date, it has done over 650%. No jokes, because as at the last announcement from the company was already 648%. And from there till now, which is over a week, much profits have been earned by the XAI bots. And so, being the flagship product of the company is the product that you come into the company with. And guess what? It's not a huge amount of money, just $20. In fact, 1 cent off $20 will give you the XAI bot to trade for 365 days. But guess what? That's not all. Once you join through the XAI bot, you have access to all other Aurum products, goods, and services. You can also participate in a marketing plan that maximizes your earning potential. And you can join a community of ambitious, like-minded individuals, gain access to official training and events all over the world, guys. I've been 7 months in this company, and I have been to 3 different countries, from Phuket in Thailand to Dubai in the UAE and to the Maldives in Southeast Asia. And then next month, again, we will be in the high sea in July off the coast of Turkey. So, guys, if you're someone who loves to travel, who wants to see the world, who has a bucket list of where they wish to go, the Aurum Foundation is for you. Because not only will you have access to travel, but you create great friendships with global people all over the world. Right. So the amount of money you come in with determines the percentage which you will earn. So we have the basic, standard, comfort, optimal, business, VIP, luxury, and ultimate, each of which is characterized by the amount of money you come in with, which will be based on the profits that you earn. So if you come with the basic between 100 to 249, you'll be earning 10.49%. You come in with the optimal, which is between 2,500 to 499, you're going to be earning 13.12%. If you come in with $10,000 to 24,999, you'll be earning 14.87%. So even though this AI does between 16 to 18%, so let's say it does 17% for this month, the man who's in the basic package between 100 to 249 will only earn 10.49%. The rest percentage, which is about 7%, goes back to the bots, goes back to Aurum Foundation. Standard also falls within that range. And also you can also see that even the luxury falls within the range of 15.74. So even if 17% is earned, the company still has some percentage that goes back to them. But you would agree with me, as a young teaching company, a majority of people who are invested in Aurum Foundation falls between the range of basic, standard, and comfort. So you see that even after the company finish paying out these percentages, they still have more than enough money to go into the coffers of Aurum Foundation. And this is just one product, guys. One product. And so this is a monthly calculation on what you stand to earn based on different amount you come in with, the percentage that you can earn, the monthly amount, the amount in Naira, and when you become risk-free. So we're going to look at the 2,000, the 200, the 5,000, and the $50,000 contract. With a $200 contract, you're going to earn 10.4% in a month, which amounts to $20.80, which in Naira is about 31,200. That means being risk-free in 9 months and 6 weeks means that you have earned 2 times the value of your capital, which in this case will be $400. If you come in with a $5,000, you will be earning 13.9% every month, which amounts to $6,695. And if you change that to Naira today, that's 1,042,500. And in 7.2 months, you will become risk-free. And so if you come in with a 50 grand and you say, you know what, Taj, I want to go all in with this company, I believe them with all the 16 products they have. I believe that once I key into them, I will be a multimillionaire. So I'm ready to take the chance Put me in at a $50,000 contract. Ladies and gentlemen, you're going to earn 16.6% every month, which amounts to $8,300. And when you do the math in Naira, that's over 12,450,000 Naira. And in 6 months, you become risk-free. That means that you would have earned 2 times the value of your capital. But yet again, guys, please note that this is based on the fact that you are withdrawing on a monthly basis based on different contracts. So you can see 20, 33, 122, 393, different amounts that you earn every month for the next 12 months before your contract ends. But if you choose to compound, guys, you'll be shocked what the power of compounding can do in the world of the XAI bot. And so Alhaji Ibrahim came to me and said, Taj, you know what? My son is in secondary school. I want to give him the best university. So I want to save $500 for him now to be traded for him for the next 5 years. And so we put 500 here, calculated for 5 years, put on the compound interest, meaning that he's not withdrawing any amount of money, and he'd calculate. We were shocked to see that it amounted to over $3.4 million, guys. 3.4 million. I'm sure there's no university that he wishes to go that he cannot attend with this amount of money. But yet again, some of my friends will say, Taj, well, 500 is not bad. I can scrape that, but 5 years. Do you mean I'll leave my $500 for 5 years because I want to hit it big? And it's simple. I simply tell them these, that do you think the company is not going to last for 5 years? If Binance, having just 3 products, were able to not just survive but thrive, what do you think of a company that has over 16 products? And also, the same people who made Binance successful are the same people who are running the engines of Aurum Foundation. Why would you fret? And thirdly, this is a company that already has a game plan from 2023 up until 2035. And if you see that game plan, you can see that they are following it by the letter each and every time. Is that not enough to give you confidence to say, yes, I can invest for, let's say, 3 years, 4 years, or even 5 years? That answer is left for you to decipher. And so you can see the result for January, 16.85%. Trading pool was 77.4144%. 16.85% amounted to 11,124,437 USDT. In February, you see that the trading pool has increased. So the trading pool here means that all the monies that people come in with and give onto the XAI bot to trade with, all these are amassed here in the trading pool and used to trade by the AI. You can see the February 16.96%, which amounted to over $13 million worth of profits. And you can see the trading pool already has increased to 90 million plus. In March, you can see 105 million, 17.02% earned. And then in April, you see 17.15%. Trading pool has increased to 123 plus, and the total profit is already ranging at 18 million plus. What about the month of May that just got finished? That was a whooping 17.33%. So, guys, let's go a little mathematical right here. Let's look at the profits from January up until May. Already published, all those different profits come together to be 85.31%. That means that if you're one of those people that was withdrawing every month 16%, February another 16.9, March another 17, you'd have earned over nearly the total of your money. But guess what? If you're one of those individuals that say, I want to compound my investment, I don't want to take anything out, already your investment would have doubled in version. Your investment would have doubled already. Will your bank give you this? And furthermore, let us try to explain or understand what this compounded here means. And so I went on ChatGPT and put on the different percentages in profits earned by each month. And I said, if this is compounded without any withdrawal of profits, how much in profit will a capital of $1,000 be by now? And the AI once again was able to break it down per month, the amounts of money you can earn per month, and up till May, which brought it to a total of $2,198. So that means that already your $1,000 would have given you a profit of over $1,190. Isn't this amazing, guys? Another product of the company that blew my mind, in fact, that made me join Aurum, is the Aurum card. So this card is denominated in USDT. You have inside access to the funds. You can withdraw and spend crypto as cash, as fiat anywhere in the world. Supports Apple Pay and Google Pay. You have fully integrated with the new bank, which is the Aurum card. And you have high limits up to $100,000 with low fees, no hidden restrictions, and no KYC, ladies and gentlemen. And so when I was told about this company in July, I went online as the number one detective that I was, loyal detective. I wanted to check for Aurum, not knowing that the full name of the company was Aurum Foundation. And that's why I always like calling the full name. I don't like just saying Aurum because some people can misconstrue it to be any of those businesses that have had bad names online. And so I gathered all the bad information online, went back to my team and told them not to invest, that Aurum is going to crash on or before December of last year. Many of them heeded me, some went behind me and went to join. Anyways, July passed, August, September, and in October, we got an opportunity to be in Thailand by a company who wanted to open in Nigeria, and they wanted us as the top leaders to come and see for ourselves before we get started. And so while I was in Thailand, I got a call from my good friend Lee O'Shea. Lee O'Shea, we've been doing businesses for the past 5 years. Before then, many of the businesses will never do well, so we've lost a lot of money in different ventures. He told me, Taj, I'm almost financially free because of Aurum Foundation, but I hear you have been castigating this company. You know what? You are not a member, but I'm inviting you to our leadership conference here in Thailand. Be a part of it. Come and see for yourself, Brian Benson and all the people, and try and see and understand what the business is all about. And so I went to Medley for the first time, had dinner, had a good time. He took me to the hotel, paid for my hotel room for 5 days, and he showed me this card. Say, Taj, do you know what this is? I looked at the card and I said, Aurum, Aurum Infinity, Aurum Visa. I said, Lee, are you telling me that all the money you make online, you can put it up in this card and spend it offline in it using this card? He said, yes. And guess what? This card is denominated in USDT. So anywhere you go in the world, you can spend and get fiat. If you're in the US, it's going to bring out dollars. If you're in the UK, it's going to bring out pounds. Even if you're in Nigeria, it's going to bring out naira. And I was like, wow. At that moment, it dawned on me that I've been a fool listening to words from people online who never did the business, never knew Brian Benson, never understood that this was a fintech company, and never knew the dreams, the vision, and the mission of this company. And on that day, October 17th, I signed up for Aurum Foundation, 4 accounts. And from that day, October 17th till now, the rest is history, ladies and gentlemen. I have seen my finances grow. My life has changed to the better. And what used to be problem before financially is problem no more. We are now problem solvers. We help people solve their problems. And guys, I really can't say much more than that. I am more than grateful for this wonderful opportunity. And so January 17th of this year, I finally got my own Aurum Visa Black card, and it has been wonderful all the way. This was me as soon as I came back from Dubai, stopped over at Accra, Ghana, my second country, and decided to use the card. Here's what happened at the airport. Okay. So I'm in Ghana now. I want to use my Visa card, Aurum Visa card. It's gonna work. Touch. Okay. I just put my pin in. And it's approved. You see, live card here in Ghana. Worked one time. You see, Aurum is wonderful. Aurum is not only wonderful, Aurum is awesome. And so by the time I got to Nigeria, I decided to try the card on the ATM, anticipating that this may or may not work. And here's what happened. So I want to try the Aurum card on the Nigerian machine. Draw. Current. 206. No. So charge the election. So yes. Transaction in progress. Going. Live. Right here in Nigeria. Got the Aurum card. Hey, do you want a transaction next? I said no. So give me my card. No. So, live and direct. Live and direct in Nigeria, just like Lee predicted, the card worked and I got out Naira from the ATM. Guys, I can't tell you how far this card has impacted my life ever since I had it in January. You know, in Nigeria, we used to be afraid of one kind of taxation that the government is saying they want to bring up. Well, they have nothing to tax in my account because I don't really keep millions of Naira anywhere. Our monies are in the card. I use and spend it directly from the card. We also have another powerful AI called the Nero. Nero uses what is called AI agent called Quantum Alpha, and it has a powerful return value of over 30% to 31, 32% on a monthly basis, guys. And guess what? The beautiful thing about Nero is the fact that your money is not in the trading pool. Your money is in the non-custodial wallet, which you would choose to use in the smart contract system. So your money is not with Aurum. You can always get your money out at any point in time. What a good AI agents. In regards to the world of tokenization, Aurum announced a strategic gold tokenization partnership with Sierra Leone. And in that contract, it showed that over $15 million have been invested by EcoBank to support the expansion of gold tokenization infrastructure in Sierra Leone. We have access to 22 to 24 karat gold, pure, high purity African gold, direct access to mining partners, up to 30% structured acquisition advantage, and tokenized gold infrastructure. So that gives us the opportunity that if we get into it, even with $100, 500, with 1,000, half of our money is being put into buying the gold, and half will be used to trade XAUDT/USDC. So we'll be earning on a daily basis up until the 12th month when the contract ends. You have a choice to go to Dubai and redeem your gold in physical allocation, or receive the tokenized gold, which is already in the blockchain created by Aurum Foundation. Bukari Kaloko is the Chief of African Relations, showing you that the global team cuts across Africa and every part of the world. He's the ex-deputy finance minister of Sierra Leone. He's the CEO of Clink Mining, which is a mining company in Sierra Leone. He's got over 25 years of experience in finance and in banking. I don't know if you have noticed it, but for every fintech product of this company, the professionals that are there have started from like 15 years upwards. They must have experience. They must show that they have done it before. They have track record. And that's why I have so much faith in this company, because each and every person that is manning the different fintech products of the company are real professionals. real professionals with real website, real names, real details that you can find out for yourself. Nick Patel is the CEO of Bank of Bullion, which is the bank that keeps gold, where people keep their gold. He's got over 25 years of experience in global finance. He trades gold in the commodities market, and he's our reward asset relationship advisor. His name is Nick Patel. Also, the fifth product which the company told us about in Maldives was the Bali real estate. So we're told that in Indonesia, Aurum Foundation has bought a large hectares of land, which they plan to use some for real estate, units of houses, and then a powerful resort. So you and I can be part of this with our $100, 500, 1,000. We can be co-owners of real estate in a foreign land. So you can hit your chest and boast that yes, I'm a foreign landlord or a foreign landowner. That goes a lot to show you because even with that amount of money in the system and being part of the tokenization of the real estate in Bali, you stand to earn and grow as the business is growing, as the property continues to increase in value. We also have our Aurum Trading Exchange. It's called www.aurumtrading. It's a powerful exchange where you can be verified, you can keep your coins, grow your coins, where you can trade, you can market, you can P2P and the likes. Our Aurum website, the Aurum Exchange website is just growing and is showing opportunities, potential to show powerful, profitable opportunities on here. So, Aurum staking is another system by the company, another fintech product by the company, where you have not just staking, but we call it liquidity staking. Why? Because quite unlike other staking system that forces you to keep your crypto for 1 year or 6 months or 180 days, Aurum does not force you to keep your crypto. You can take it out at any point in time. Nobody holds you. But just for the fact that it has been running, we're going to see the annual yields to different cryptocurrencies on here done by staking with the Aurum exchange. You can see the different values. Atom has done 20.5%, USDT 19.8%, Solana, LTC, Shiba, and the rest. The Aurum Elite Cruise is coming up 16th to 19th of July. It's going to be a wonderful one as we once again gather off the coast of Turkey on this wonderful cruise ship. But yet again, we're scared because the company is saying because of the antivirus currently that came out from the cruise ship, they don't want to put anybody in danger. They are still looking if this will be on the ship or if it's going to be on a landed resort or if it's going to be totally moved from Turkey. But right about now, we don't know yet what is going to be, but in a few weeks, we will be told as it's going to happen. The Canadian license has been obtained by Aurum Foundation. That is great news because Aurum has secured the full Canadian license, marking a major legal milestone in the company's international expansion and opening access to new strategy markets. So right now, Aurum is officially registered in Canada, in British Columbia. You can see the company number on there and the name Aurum Nero AI Technologies Corporation. What Aurum is focused right now is from licensing to full expansion. This is what the company is working on. And Brian Benson, during the last meeting, informed us that from now till 2027, Aurum is going to get about 17 licenses from different countries in the world in order for it to carry its business. And for me, that's awesome. And once again, that's following the trend of Binance, like when it began in 2017. It didn't have the license for the users all over the world, but slowly and steadily, it started building its license until it is what it is today. And you can see Brian Benson being a smart individual as he is, already is toying that path to make sure we're going from having licenses to full expansion. So who's this business for? Who's eligible to do this business? At this point in time, we're going to listen to the CEO when it was being asked by my good friend John Bone on this question.
Okay, hi guys. I'm here with Mr. Brian Benson, CEO of Aurum. We're here in Victoria, a lovely hotel. Brian's flown in just for a few hours just to meet some of the leadership team. So I guess I've got one very quick question, because I know you've got people waiting for you, Brian. I'm a guy that wants to share this project with the everyday man and woman, okay? So the students, the tradesmen and women, the retirees. Why is it that this project is something that those sort of folks should look at?
Well, I think that's a great question, and I think it's a very simple answer. Up until the most recent sort of decade or the last few years, the financial system has been sort of rigged towards the big guy, right? And in banks, for example, they take in $1,000, they loan out $12,000, they keep all the money. And I think what Aurum is doing is putting that on its head, where we're bringing technology that people can use to make their lives better, but also they can use it to grow a business or to refer their friends to it, right? And so what we're doing is we're sharing the commissions that the banks usually keep for the executives across the entire network. And that's really beneficial to the tradespeople, to the people that have a small amount of money to invest, because they're able to not only get a strong investment here where a lot of the rewards are coming directly back to them, but they're also able to refer their friends and family or other people and make a commission off of that. So I think it's twofold. I think it's one is we're passing as much as we can on to the community, and secondly, we're giving an opportunity to people with very little investment to have some sort of business that can work for them. So.
And give them great hope for the future in
Right.
what is becoming a very crazy world out there. So listen, I won't keep you any longer.
Thanks, Ryan.
Thank you, Brian. Look forward to seeing you in Dubai.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Same here.
And guys, we've heard from the CEO directly, the business is for everyone, the young, the old, the retirees, to those who want to create a stream of income, for those who have little amount of money to get started. You are home, guys. You are home. And so at this point in time, I want to call in my co-host, who's going to handle the frequently asked questions in relation to this. It's none other than the lovely Mrs. Loveline Momodu. She just hit the rank of Vanguard Pro. We'll be taking our testimonies too from tomorrow. Today is going to be Mr. AY's testimony on when he hit the prime. The lovely Mrs. Loveline Momodu, over to you.
Thank you, Leotard. Thank you so much. Good evening, everyone. Trust our night has gone well, about retiring, I guess. So without wasting much of our time, I'll walk us through the FAQ questions. And then the first says, what makes Aurum different? Right? What makes Aurum different is because of certain qualities and characteristics. We want to look at the structure, the leadership, the technology, and the real usability that Aurum provides. Right? Aurum isn't just an AI, but Aurum is a full ecosystem. Aurum has strong leadership. We have real people with proven experience. We have the AI-powered automation, so you don't need to be a trading expert to actually be able to, reach the boss. And we have the Visa card partnership, where we are able to withdraw our earnings into our Visa card and spend our money real time. There are multiple earning streams as well, from trading to the neobank to other yield-bearing assets. And also very important is the affordability, right? And so Aurum isn't hype, it's structure, utility, and opportunity all put together. Now, the next question says, is Aurum a Ponzi scheme or a structured fintech system? Now, with Ponzi scheme, we know what it characterizes is that money moves from new members to pay old members. And then there are usually no real product service when it comes to a Ponzi scheme. And so the existence are largely dependent on recruiting more people. So now if you want to look at that in comparison to, what a structured fintech ecosystem like Aurum Foundation has, we're looking at the AI-powered trading tools, you're looking at the exchange infrastructure, the digital banking solutions, the staking mechanisms, and the real payment utilities. And so the difference is as clear as crystal. While Ponzi scheme relies strictly on recruitment for survival, the Aurum Foundation model is built around the real utility and a functional ecosystem. And so, who is behind Aurum? You agree with me that the leadership and credibility of a company, cannot be overemphasized when it comes to making, investment decisions. And so, with Aurum Foundation being led by Brian Benson, he's a Web3 and finance professional with decades of experience in both the digital asset space and traditional finance. He previously served as director at Binance for Latin America and has represented Aurum on various global platforms, right? And so Aurum is not built around one individual like the type earlier mentioned. It is supported by a strong leadership team, and so we can clearly see here that Aurum is a company with structured leadership, with strong partnerships, and a clear direction for the future. Now, the question on regulation, Aurum Foundation operates within the Web3 and digital assets space, which is still evolving, but we'll see that in recent times is becoming globally recognized, right? And this is different from traditional finance that we all know. And so it is registered and has presence in Poland. That's Aurum Foundation is registered and has presence in Poland, in Hong Kong, and in Dubai. And these locations we know are known for blockchain innovation. And so operating in line with their applicable compliance standards in all of these locations. As we are aware, the Canadian license has also been gotten and the office opens real soon. And so for this year and next year, the target for Aurum Foundation is to get into the US, the Australia, and also we keep expanding into other continents and countries. So you see, these guys are not joking. They are basically talk and do with action. And so with growing involvement from government and financial institutions, our own very EcoBank and the Sierra Leone government, especially in the areas of the real world asset tokenization, it goes without saying that the space is becoming more structured and more credible. And so Aurum's focus here is to operate responsibly within this evolving space while positioning itself, as the leader in the AI, fintech, and digital finance space. Now, the next question is on withdrawals. Can I withdraw my capital? Yes, you can withdraw your capital. However, it is important we understand, that there are different products. And so the withdrawal conditions may vary depending on the specific products that you are running with. And so for the XAI bot, which is the flagship product of the company, a 12-month cycle applies for our trading capital, as the amount we must have deposited with the bot is deployed in active trading for us. And so, but can you exit earlier? Yes, definitely you can. And for that to happen, your request comes in on, say, the 1st, on the 10th, and on the 20th of every month. And please bear in mind that where you want to exit prior to the end of the 12 months, a penalty, which is, more like a premature liquidation fee, will usually apply. This we know is global practice. And so, but for your profits, you can actually withdraw anytime, even multiple times in a day. Round the clock, you can withdraw. And so for the ZEUS, the XAI bot, and even the narrow what's it called, quantum alpha AI agents, there are no lock-in periods for those. You can withdraw your capital, your tokens, and your profits anytime you deem fit. The payment processing typically takes between 48 to 72 hours. Could be earlier, depending on the blockchain confirmations. And the minimum withdrawal, of course, is 25 USDT and above. And so you can choose to withdraw that into your crypto wallet or your exchange, or directly into your Aurum Visa card. Now, is there risk involved? Of course, there is risk involved with every investment opportunity. There are usually some elements of risk here. And so the real difference is not between whether there is risk or whether there is zero risk, but rather between unmanaged risk and controlled risk. Now, the latter, which is the controlled risk, is where Aurum Foundation actually comes in, because we operate within, with AI-driven algorithms and define strategies that will help, manage exposures to this uncontrolled risk. And so ensuring that decisions are based on real data and structured systems rather than emotions. And so if you are told that there is no risk in crypto, that's a big fat lie, because crypto and risk are like 5 and 6. So but the goal for Aurum here is not to eliminate the risk outrightly, but rather to manage it efficiently. And so the next question says, are profits fixed daily? Profits are not fixed daily per se. And honestly, fixed daily returns in a volatile market like crypto space is a red flag. You know why? Returns vary because the markets vary. Some days perform better than the others, yeah? However, with Aurum, there was a slide that showed us earlier in the course of the presentation that shows you what your monthly ROI, your return on investment is, depending on the capital you have deposited with the bot. And so we have an idea what your monthly ROI is. For the XAI bot, it's usually between 10 to 16%. For the XAI Pro, it is 6 to 8%. For the Zeus bot, it's about 10 to 15%. And for Nero, an average of 29 to 31%. In fact, in the last 3 years, I think it's about 31% in the last average of the last 3 months. And so you have it there. And so with Aurum Foundation, the focus for us is consistency over time, not daily promises or unrealistic guarantees. So it's important that we know that, that this is participation in real active markets, real time, with price movement clearly influenced by the forces of demand and supply. And so the next question says, what happens during market crashes? During the high volatility, right, what happens is our portfolio will usually fluctuate. AI adjusts based on the program strategies, and of course, would usually experience short-term swings, right? But we must know that volatility and risk, like I earlier mentioned, is part of the crypto's DNA. And so volatility of the markets for me is in fact what drives our daily earnings, because what we're simply doing is buying low and selling high. So market crash or high volatility, it doesn't take away opportunities, rather it brings them. But can AI stop or control the global market crashes? The answer is no, because no one or an institution can control the global markets. The system is, however, built in such a way that it is able to respond by adjusting strategies and navigating movements instead of freezing during downturns or when we have the bear season. And so for us, discipline and structure is what keeps the system steadily running during these times. And then the final question says, why should I join now? You should join now because the company is just beginning. You should join now because you need multiple streams of income, given what the economy is talking about right now, the uncertainties as we approach the election year. You should join now because you have piles of bills waiting to be sorted. No one is coming to rescue you, right? And the list goes on and on. So for me, joining now is more about timing and positioning. We know what happened to those who did at the time of the Binance ICO, and they are currently reaping the fruits of they're currently reaping the rewards now, right? And so what better time to join, with all of the updates and new products and stuff happening within the Aurum Foundation ecosystem. Because right now, AI and digital economy are gradually taking over the space, and so we need to be a part of it. So guys, we don't need to start big. All we need to do is start, however little, and then we can grow our deposits as we progress. Now, on the next slide, this basically is reiterating the products within the ecosystem. Amazing products, I must say, already discussed by Leotaj. And so just imagine using one ecosystem, one dashboard, and one connected financial structure, instead of having to juggle, between several different platforms. And so most times when I explain this, I try to liken it to Stanbic IBTC, that's known for their leader when it comes to financial services. When you go into Stanbic IBTC, you're able to take care of all of your financial services in the area of pensions, insurance, asset fund management, what's it called? Banking, name it, everything that has to do with financial services. And so Aurum Foundation integrates all of its different services, in the area of exchange, the neobank, the Visa card, the staking, the token, and of course our Aurum AI bots. So it's like combining your trading, your banking, your spending, your automation and investment all into one digital structure, right? Making Aurum Foundation your one-stop shop. Do you understand? And so, guys, what we have here is beautiful, and we'd love for you all to be a part of it. So, guys, we've said a lot. We've discussed structure, we've explored Aurum's leadership, and have explained how the ecosystem works. So, I want for us to watch and listen carefully to the video that's about to play now. That also goes ahead to explain more in details the roadmap of this amazing company. Already, some of these milestones have been achieved. And so, like I said earlier, Aurum Foundation is all about action. We are talk and do. So let's take a listen to this video. Thank you for listening.
February 2023. The world was still living by the old financial logic, but we pressed start. We wanted to create an ecosystem that would unite artificial intelligence and finance to make asset management simple, scalable, and secure. That's how Aurum was born. The starting point was EXAI Bot, the first AI-powered trading solution, an algorithm that laid the foundation for an entire era. From that moment, we began expanding at the speed of light. We've built and are implementing a vision that includes trading AI bots, exchanges, neobank, crypto cards, and real-world asset tokenization, official registration in Hong Kong, and the first features in global media. The creation of Aurum Neobank, the launch of Zeus AI Bot, and the flash loan license surpassing $1 million in profits. The opening of our headquarters in Dubai, where hundreds of industry leaders gathered. The world started to talk about us. We were featured by Binance, Benzinga, Crypto Reporter, and Blockchain Wire. Forbes called us the new infrastructure of global finance. But this is no time to pause. We're gaining momentum. We launched Aurum Academy, strengthen our team, and appoint Brian Benson, a professional with 27 years of experience, as our CEO. Global events in Vietnam, Dubai, and Antalya. Thousands of cards sold, and the launch of the AI agent ecosystem. Today, we stand on the stage of Token 2049 Singapore, alongside the leaders of Binance, Tether, KuCoin, and Tron. And this moment once again proves Aurum is a global ecosystem of worldwide scale. But the most important part, this is only the beginning. The next decade will be one of expansion. In 2025 to 2026, we bring Aurum Neobank to the mass market. Hundreds of thousands of users, millions of transactions. The launch of Aurum Exchange, which reaches $5 billion in trading volume within its first year. AI bots manage over $100 million in assets. The first 5,000 cash-in and withdrawal terminals appear. Aurum establishes its presence in 10 countries and secures its position in the global market. In 2027 to 2028, we raise the bar. Neobank reaches 2 million users and 1.5 million cards. During this period, Aurum Dex, a next-generation decentralized exchange, launches. Personalized AI-based services emerge. Credit scoring and capital management. The first RWA deals worth $500 million are integrated. The terminal network expands to 20,000 points across 20 countries. By 2029, Neobank evolves into a super app. Flight bookings, taxis, car rentals, food delivery, while transactions exceed $20 billion. Aurum Dex cements its position within the ecosystem with $5 billion in trading volume, becoming a key element of Aurum's DeFi direction. AI agents operate for hundreds of thousands of businesses, and RWA grows to $5 billion. Aurum becomes an ecosystem that accompanies users every day. In 2030 to 2033, we reach global scale. Neobank's user base hits 12 million and over 10 million cards. Inside the super app, 15 to 20 integrated services and partnerships with 500 global brands. Aurum Exchange reaches $90 billion in trading volume and enters the top 10 global crypto exchanges. The terminal network expands to 100,000 plus locations across 50 plus countries. The annual Aurum Global Summit gathers 5,000 leaders. By 2033 to 2035, Aurum Neobank enters the top 5 global neobanks with a valuation of $10 billion plus. Aurum Exchange remains in the top 10, while Aurum Dex surpasses $20 billion in trading volume. AI manages over $5 billion in assets, and RWA exceeds $20 billion. We are present in 75 countries, with 1,000 global partners and over 100,000 terminals. The Aurum Global Summit brings together 10,000 industry leaders. Aurum becomes the symbol of a new financial era, a system that made finance accessible to everyone, a story that has already transformed the industry, and a future that already belongs to us.
And so, guys, that officially brings us to the end of the presentation today. I don't know if my brother AY is here, or if we're gonna take his testimony tomorrow morning, because we're way more than the time that we spent. AY, are we doing it today, or do it in the morning?
Because time has gone,
Yes,
let's do it in the morning.
let's do it in the morning. I agree too.
Yes, please.
Right.
Yeah.
Let me look through the questions. I'm sure there are some interesting questions on here that we should look into before we call it a day. Iyanu Olua says, is the company regulated by a recognized financial authority? Yes, we've spoken about that in Poland, in Dubai, in Canada, and there are over 17 more regulations coming in from different countries in the world. Can they provide independent audited trading record? Yes, of course. The company spoke about that during the last meeting. I think there was a name that they called, an audit company that audits Binance and other companies. We have that information already. We can share that with you if you wish to do so. Can users withdraw both profits and principal freely? Yes, of course. We do that for all the different products. Only the XAI bot that you need first or 10th or 20th in order to withdraw both the principal and the profits. Can we use the AI bot in trading of indices, buying and selling? No, you cannot use the AI bot. The AI bot is used by the company itself. But you can see the live trading of the AI mostly when you're in the Nero. Can they provide independently audited trading record? Iyanu Olua, yes, they can. Is the company regulated by? Yes. Paul Amoa, could you please share the slides with us? Yes, you are in our Ghana group. So of course, I can share that with you. If you meet Mr. Cyrus, I'm sure he already has a copy of it. Good. iPhone, how do one register? Simply get back to the person who invited you here and tell him that, okay, how do you going to get started? And then they can help you do that. Are earnings dependent on recruiting other people? How can now? This is an investment company, a financial investment company. Your money works for you. You do not need to recruit anybody before you earn. You earn as a passive investor. If you choose to recruit, you see earn on that part, which is an active investor. So yes, so there are people who put in their $50,000, $100,000 here. They are even earning more than people who are networking the business. So your earnings are not dependent on you recruiting people. What makes it different from Royal Q? Ode, Ode, okay. A lot more, a lot. Royal Q had only one product, which was the bot, and it was a semi-automatic bot. It's not an automatic bot. Aurum has 16 products. Royal Q, you didn't know the CEO. Yabi, you know CEO? No. Yeah, you know CEO. Royal Q get card? No, they don't have Visa card or MasterCard. Did you ever go for any event in Royal Q anywhere in the world? No, you did not. Many, many other things if you want to break it down and look at it right from the top to the bottom. So, of course, they are not mates at all. They are not mates at all. I hope, Ode, you get that correctly. If you get it correctly, put a thumbs up just like Iyano Lua has done. Thank you very much for that. Any more questions? You can raise your hands. Any more questions you want to ask or something you want to add on this? Dr. Demi, I want you to finish with your motivation, the way you motivate us. I want to talk, but me doesn't mean I don't know. Now you know, Elijah. Now you know the kind of phone, or you have not used Zoom before. So, Dr. Demi, please, you have 1 minute to, give us some motivation before we call it a day. Let me make you a co-host. Sorry about that. I didn't see you coming. Yeah, Dr. Demi from the UK, the floor is yours. Our motivator. Or is he not here anymore?
Sorry, I was talking on mute. Yeah, can you hear me now?
Yes, loud and clear. We can hear you now. So go on, please.
Yeah, sorry, I was on another call that was clashing. That's why I couldn't join again.
Okay.
But what I just wanted to say to people is that this is a proper business. So this is not a multi-level marketing company. This is a it's a multi-level entity company. If I want to use that word, they have multiple entities, and I keep saying this, but people don't seem to understand what it really means. So this is a group, a global group of companies spread across different continents with 18 products. And they've not launched all the products. When they eventually launch all the products, I think that's when people will realize the genius of Aurum. And I've had a lot of questions around regulations. I've had people talk about what the risks are. Why should you do it now? This company, if they continue on this trajectory, their exchange is going to be bigger than Binance.
Mm.
I'm telling you for free. In the next 10 years, if they're still around, they'll probably be one of the biggest financial ecosystem. Now, you need to understand what's in place and look at the trajectory for you to have an idea of what is going on and what's likely to happen. Like I keep telling people, if you can't get rich before 2030, you're going to be in serious trouble. And it's not prophet of doom stuff. It's not just because some men of God have said it. The economic data is there. The financial and governmental data is there. Governments have been trialing what you call CBDCs, central bank digital currencies. They've been trialing it since 2020, and I used to say it back then on my crypto channel, YouTube channel, to say that the governments are going to move off notes and are going to move into blockchain-based currency. The Bank of Japan has already perfected their own demo as at 2021. They were already Bank of European Central Bank, Canadian Central Bank, and some other banks in Southeast Asia have used the last 3 to 4 years to trial out theirs. The Bank of England has openly put the statement out that they will attempt to start migration in 2029. Trump and the people in US are also working towards rebasing the dollar because nobody's going to pay that hundreds of trillions that US owes themselves. So they're not just going to wake up one day, they're going to rebase and they're going to switch to central bank digital currencies, which means this is government money, government electronic money. So if we are not already self-sufficient or financial sovereign by that time, that's the end. So if you ask why you should join now, you're already late. That's the fact. So if you are still waiting on why you should join, well, maybe you should wait till 2030 and find out why you needed to join as at 2025. But just to encourage everybody, this is not a multi-level market. I've seen some questions and I'm just laughing. Obviously, people have been hurt and people have been beaten and people have trauma, carryover trauma from other, so-called platforms. And because of that, they're projecting that trauma into any information that's coming. It's something called pattern recognition or, reticular activating system, meaning when you see something and you've seen it before. So for instance, if I say Lawyer Tad just bought a new Benz, and I didn't say which kind of Benz, the Benz that will come to your mind is the one that you've seen before. And if I say it's a black Benz SUV, automatically it's on people's brain. People will be imagining maybe it's GLE or GLS or, So that's based on things that you've seen before. So when people have had bad experiences before and you are telling them something new, sometimes it's difficult to accept because the trauma is still very, present with them. It happens in human relationship. For instance, if somebody has undergone heartbreak or trauma or abuse, and then somebody else comes along that is plain good person, because of that experience, they project the evil experience of the past on the present. So what am I saying to you? This is nothing like you've seen before. And take that from me as a crypto expert of almost 10 years. This is nothing like you've seen before. This is a financial ecosystem group that is leveraging on crypto. Like somebody was asking me today, who was a regular financial guy, I said, one of the reasons they are not doing all those registrations is because they're not going to be sitting under the traditional finance system at the end of the day. By the time this is full blown, this is going to be completely decentralized finance. If you listen to the CEO of BlackRock, BlackRock is the biggest asset manager in the world. It was on record just a few weeks ago saying that, the most efficient finance is going to be decentralized finance. And that as a matter of fact, they are laying the infrastructure. That's what they were saying in that interview, that they are beginning to lay the infrastructure of decentralized finance. So what you are seeing here is the evolution and democratization of finance over the next 5 years. It's not even up to 5 years anymore. By the time 2030 comes, there is always going to be some sort of catastrophe. But by that time, there will be a total reset of the current financial system of the world. And like I said in my book, in the times of crisis, wealth does not disappear. It only repositions.
Yeah.
Thank you very much, Dr. Taj.
Thank you very much, Dr. Demi, for that. Wait, are you a medical doctor or doctor of currency or doctor of money? Which one?
Yeah, I'm a medical doctor, but I also have.
You like money? Doctor
Yeah,
that like money.
yeah. I'm also but I work in an investment bank, and I'm also crypto expert. I've done crypto on the side for like 10 years now.
Good. I also have another medical doctor here. This one is a surgeon, but he like money. Anything in relation to crypto he's even on this call. Dr. Anthony Uwaje is always on this call. Good to see you, my brother. How are you doing? Just laugh. Just laugh small more here, Dr. Anthony. I've told you to unmute yourself. You hear the laugh? Now money laugh with that. Good to see you on the call, my brother.
Good to see you too.
So what you have just said there triggered a lot in me, mostly the fact that these licenses that our traditional investors seem to always ask for, do they have license this or that? The way the world is going, these licenses are useless. I read something from Brian Benson on his channel, May 29th, and I'll beg to just share it a little bit on here. He said, an AI agent just incorporated its own company and started trading crypto. No human involved. AI agent is another form that is in the world of AI now. A sub form of AI is called AI agent. A few weeks ago, an AI agent registered a US company, got its EIN from IRS, opened an FDIC insured bank account, and started trading across 30 plus cryptocurrencies autonomously. No human in the loop. I have been watching this space closely, and what stands out isn't the technical fit, it's the legal one. The entire architecture of financial regulation assumes a human or corporate entity at the end of the chain, someone to audit, someone to sanction, someone to call when something goes wrong. But Manfred, that's the name of the AI agent, has none of that. It has a wallet, a bank account, a tax ID, and a trading strategy. What it doesn't have is legal personality in any meaningful sense. AWS is already running agent core payments with Coinbase and Stripe. USDC settlements on Base and Solana agent to agent, no human authorization at each step. At Consensus Miami, close to 1,000 developers built agent payment applications in a single week. The AI agent sector is sitting at a $15 billion market cap. This is moving faster than any regulatory framework I've seen across 20 plus countries. The institutions that will win the next decade aren't the ones building the best AI. They are the ones who figure out governance, compliance, and risk management for systems that don't wait for approval before acting. That's the real race right now. Bros, it should be a mic
You have
drop.
said it.
It should be a mic
You have
drop.
said it.
Because if you really want to understand what this man is saying, you need to carry dictionary. This AI agent in itself, what is it in itself? And
Sorry, let me just quickly explain for the benefits of people on the call, since
yeah.
you've gone there. So artificial intelligence is basically just our normal computers with voice. Let me use that word. They are now able to interact with us. They now have components in them that allows them to interact with us, either through the chats or through voice. Now, the agentic component is being able to now do work, like houseboy and housegirl. Agents now like houseboy and housegirl. But agents don't pass houseboy and housegirl now, because the kind of things like this one you just said now, the kind of things that some agentic AI are able to do now are beyond what people imagined at the beginning of the year. So apart from that one I just said, there is somebody created an environment and allowed like a social media for AI agents. The AI agent himself created a protocol that excludes human being. You can see what they're talking about. Sometimes they do coded talk, but they will authenticate whether you're an AI agent. They will give you stuff to do that only AI agents can do. So you can't join in the conversation. You can just observe. So these things now have capacity to do stuff, real stuff. Like if you want them to answer your customer service email, if you want them to make reservations for customers, if you want them to be able to respond to customer, AI agents can now do that. In fact, they're building computers now that are inbuilt with agents. There was a guy in California that ran his entire multi-million dollar business based on agentic AI. His whole staff is AI agents. So what Aurum is doing is a little behind the curve in terms of agentic trading. What they're doing really, all these AI bots, they're AI agents. And that's why they're so sophisticated, because they can look at the market data, they can read sentiment, and they can do that in a fraction of a second. They can harvest information from 1 million websites in a minute and use that to make, trading and execution decision. Something that will take humans like years to arrive at. They've arrived at those conclusions in minutes. So AI agents are just like, houseboys that have superpowers, or AI agents that AI that have superpowers, AI houseboys and housegirls that have superpowers.
Thank you very much for that explanation. I mean, it makes a lot of sense now. Right. So I hope we quite understand that the world of AI is something else. AI is making us richer every day. And for those who don't take advantage of it because they don't quite understand, or because they are still traditional in a sense, or they are still waiting for SEC to approve Aurum Foundation, well, it's left for you. Take your decision. But I tell you, without you being part of us, we are earning. Join us so that you can earn. Join us so that next year or next 2 years, you won't be those who will be looking like they've not heard of what is happening. Be part of the fact that we are leveraging on technology to earn every day. So with these few points of mine, I hope I've been able to convince and not confuse you that artificial intelligence is here to stay. It's a powerful tool, and you too can earn a lot from it. Yes, so thank you very much once again. Let me see what someone read. The power say, I like to encourage leaders in the loop to also explore the risk side too, because freedom without some form of control or restriction can be destructive. Let's also focus on the risk while emphasizing the benefit. Well, Mr. Power, I don't know, it's except you are going to tell us the risk side of it. If you are part of those that think AI is going to take over the world and chain all the humans in one way or the other, or lock us up in any way, this is not the movies. This is real life. And so, Dr. Demi would like to answer you on that. Yes, you can.
Yes, like I know, Madam, I think was Dublin that was talking about risk the other time. Scared money does not make money. You need to understand that. So you might have aspiration to be a millionaire, you might have aspiration to be a billionaire or a trillionaire in the current world. If you have not lost 10,000, don't expect to make 100,000 because the boundaries of your mind are sitting at 10,000. And that's a fact. That's the way life is. If you talk to billionaires, they'll tell you every billionaire has lost hundreds of millions before, every millionaire has lost hundreds of thousands before. That's the way it works. So coming to that realization and being at peace with that is the premise on which you get into any investment. If your consciousness is risk, and you know, I've mentioned this before, that's quantum physics, by the way. If your consciousness is risk is going to materialize in the environment.
Oh, yeah, you have said it all.
That's the fact. Now, are there risks to anything? I mean, going to bed and waking up is a risk itself. There are people that are sleeping quietly in their houses. That trailer came from nowhere, entered their building, and killed all of them. So there's risk everywhere. There's risk with soul, even in sleeping. So understand that there's risk in everything you do. So don't make the risk the priority, because then it will become your consciousness. And I'm saying it now. Consciousness is our ability to create reality. That's what makes us like God. If you're conscious of risk,
you're in the spirit.
Even if the risk did not come from the platform, there will be something in your environment that will create problem for you, that you will have personal risk, and maybe you expose your password or you lose your 2FA. And I'm saying this so that people understand how reality works in the real sense of it. There is risk in everything. They've explained the risk of the platform. There's risk in you losing your access. For instance, you could lose your 2FA or somebody could hack into your computer. Those are constitutional risks that are on your side. They don't affect the platform. Does the platform have risk? Yes. They might, they have, trading, their trading bots are across multiple platforms. One of those platforms could get attacked. They could lose some funds. That's possible. And you'll see at the bottom of the website, they've not denied that there's no risk. They put it there clearly. There is a risk in trading crypto assets. But you also understand this. If you're not taking any risk, you're not making any gains. So always come to anything with that perspective.
With the positive mindset.
Yes, and it's called failing forward. If you are coming at something with the intention that it's going to go bad, even if the thing is not intrinsically bad, something is going to make it misbehave in your hands. So this goes way beyond just you're trying to make an investment. No, if you're trying to make an investment, yes, is there a risk? Yes. Can you lose the money? Yes. But will you make money? Of course you will make money. Of course. I mean, I know somebody, one of my yes, you can lose your password. Yeah. So one of my downlines needed money and he said he needed to pull out. He said, but Dr. Demi, that what I've seen in 4 months is never going to depart from me. He said, you mean? He compounded the money. The money was just like maybe like 2,000 USDT. He compounded it for 4 months. And the money had grown to just short of 4K. And he was saying, even with the 35% that they removed, he has still made 30%. That 30% is what, what's it called? Is promising Nigeria for 1 year. Government, what's the name of this government stuff? Is it bond? No, it's not bond. Treasury bills. That's the math that Treasury bills is promising Nigeria for 1 year. I say yes. That's the true.
It's not up to 1 year.
It's not up to 30%, so it's 18%.
30%, I meant to say.
So I was like, that's the true power of what Aurum is able to deliver. So when you're positioning your mind and talking about the risk. Understand that there is risk in any investment. That's so you need to first assess yourself. What kind of investor are you? Number two, what is your risk appetite? Number three, how much is your risk capital? If it's 100 USDT, 100 USDT is probably like, I don't know, maybe less than 200,000 naira in Nigeria. If that is your risk capital, put it there and let it breathe. If you put it in the bank, for instance, I mean, somebody just says 15% for 365 days. If you put 200K in the bank for 365 days, if you put 200K in the bank for 365 days, you're going to get 30K. If you put 200K in Aurum for 365 days, at the minimum, I don't have the calculator of my head, but it's something in the region of times 4.5 of the original value when you compound it. So if you have money in the bank that you can keep in the bank for 1 year, personal advice, not a financial advice, put it in Aurum. You're going to make much more and you have better returns. Mamity is even going 100K. Yeah, I mean, those 100K are high level. I'm just saying, for common everybody, like, 1K, 2K USDT. What I'm saying is this: the risk is not like and many people are talking from the place of trauma and they think it's just experience. It's not experience. What you are talking from is past trauma and failures that is coming up, and you are rationalizing it as being conscious of the risk or trying to manage. There is risk. You don't try to deceive yourself that there is no risk. No, you can be trying to send the whatever and send it to a wrong wallet that is not your own wallet. That's not Aurum's risk. That's your own risk. So there is all forms of risk, but don't come at it with risk consciousness and that you're going to lose money. No, you're not going to lose money, because the way the company itself is structured, they're making money from different avenues. Mad money. They're making mad money from different avenues. So it's not one. It's not like the bot that Royal Q. I didn't even know much about Royal Q when I put money in it, but immediately I found that it wasn't working. I just left it. But these guys they're not a bot trading company. No, proper fintech company. And what is going to happen is in 2027, when I think they'll come out with the POS. When they come out with the POS, that is when you know how powerful Aurum is. I'm telling you, when they come out with that POS, that is where you will know that Aurum is a behemoth. Because what it will mean is that you can cash any money. Just hold that thought for a moment. You can cash any money from fiat to crypto at the tap of a card. I'm not going to explain the ramifications of that in the Western world, but what it means is that they will be sitting on liquidity that is greater than the liquidity of nations. It's not prophecy. I'm just telling you the facts. Once they launch ATM and they launch that POS, bro, if you see Aurum again, I'm telling you. So understand that God is just giving most people an opportunity. People pray to God and ask for blessing and ask, God, give me money. God bless me. God increase me. Then God brings the blessing drives by you. And you look at it and like, see trouble. That is the way many people look at the answers that I'm telling you. I'm not trying to preach. I'm sorry if you're not a Christian. But generally, if you pray to God, that is how God answers prayer. It brings opportunities your way that will allow you to execute and get to your desired destination. I will stop. I think I've talked too much.
Dr. Demi, I've told you that you'll be drafted into the presentation committee. I've seen the reason why. I just wanted to buttress one other point that you said, because I've been following I added Cointelegraph to part of the things that I look at on a daily basis. And something caught my eye today. President Trump signs executive order on AI innovation and security. Trump have signed a new executive order on AI innovation and security. You say this thing called AI, some people still don't understand what's going on. That you must find a way to be part of it. That you must have to find a way to make that technology be working for you. Why did Trump come back to America and started working on AI? While he was in China, the president of China showed him a system wherein China is making over $500 million an hour using AI. Trump was awed. He was shocked beyond words. Guys, well, a word is enough for the wise. Want to thank you all for coming on the call. It's been a very incisive one and an eye opener. Please do not be afraid of technology. Do not be thinking of what if it will go wrong? What if it will go wrong? Always change the mindset. What if it will go right? How will my life change? What are the things I want to do that I always want to get done? How will I take advantage of this opportunity? Guys, some people are afraid of being successful. And believe it or not, there's a time when that fear comes to you when you are seeing success, but you must learn to take your mind off it and focus on the positives. Yeah, so I always tell people I always focus on the positives. I don't even look at what is negative. Wherein some of my team members will call me, the site is not opening. It's telling me, please try again. One thing, and you are complaining, and people are getting withdrawals like every second. For those of us who withdraw every day, we have seen that withdrawals less than 12 hours is dropping. For the past 4 days now, less than 12 hours, withdrawals are dropping back to back, back to back, back to back. So I don't know. For those of you who want to complain, who's looking for, but what could happen? What is the wrong that could happen? Well, look for the wrong. Me, I'm on the right, and we are focusing on creating wonderful financial freedom for our family, our friends, and our relations. So with that being said, I want to thank you all once again for being on this call. I will try to be awake so I can upload these on the YouTube channel and share it out to you all later. Man like Faco, thank you very much. Now, the first time I did see that love the menu like this. Right, so you can put up your emojis right there. Ruti, Mommy T, you will have to teach me how to do this love matter. How did do it? Love. All right, so as we always do, feel free to unmute yourself, say your goodbyes, and God bless you. Tomorrow morning we'll be live once again by 1 p.m. 1 p.m. with some of our new presenters shaking the airwaves, both young, new, and old. So thank you all once again. Goodbye. God bless you. Have a wonderful evening.
Goodbye. Good night.
Goodbye, Terrence.
Goodbye. Thank you.
Goodbye, everyone.
Thank you so much.
Man like Faku, God bless you, man.
Goodbye, sir.
God bless
Respect.
you.
Really appreciate.
Thank you, man. Thank you, man.